Good day, everybody, and what's up? Welcome to the show, podcast number 11. So things are moving along pretty good here. And today's question comes from a young lady, and it's this. I'm just going to read it to you. Women like spontaneous sex. How can a female request this to their spouse without making them feel some type of way? You got that? I'll read it one more time. Women like spontaneous sex. How can a female request this to their spouse without making them feel some type of way? You know, that's a really interesting question, and it requires a fairly thorough answer because, in my opinion, there are a lot of pitfalls if you make the wrong choices. And unfortunately, it may happen just by accident and by the lack of proper communication, and I'll leave that there. So I'll be right back in a second so we can answer this question. As I start to answer this question, I just have to say that it all starts with communication. I mean, just think about it. You have to actually tell your husband, tell your boyfriend what you want. Those words actually have to come out of your mouth. You know why? Because he cannot read your mind. And that's a big problem where people are like, well, he should just get it. No, that's not true at all. It all starts with the conversation. It all starts with, quote unquote, some good oral sex. Because typically after the communication occurs, the sex gets better. So there's a little correlation there for you. So once again, I will say this, it all starts with communication. So let's say we run a quick scenario for this answer because I see one pitfall right off the bat. And it starts like this. Let's say you guys have the conversation, you guys had the quote unquote oral sex, and things were understood. You said what you wanted. He said, yes, I will make that effort and I will do it. Okay, you got that part, cool. Now, so let's say he starts to be more spontaneous, whatever that is, to both of you. But he's being more spontaneous, but you think it's still the status quo. You don't see any changes. So in his head, he's being more spontaneous. He's doing what you wanted, therefore you should be happy. And on the flip side for you, you're like, this is the same thing, I had before. Nothing changed at all. I don't like this. This is not what I wanted. So eventually there's going to be tension, and I could see a possible argument in the future. And what's happening is they pretty much just missed each other. He's doing one thing, she was looking for another. So therefore, they weren't even on the same level or same playing field. You get what I'm trying to say? So sometimes you actually have to take a step back even from that and have a different type of conversation about what you really want. Or on the other hand, if he's being more spontaneous and it's exactly what you wanted, fine, everything's golden. But just keep that in mind too, because that can happen. Oh, also, before I forget, I happened to mention this question to my girlfriend, my partner, and I just wanted to see what her opinion was on this. And she happened to say her answer to the question was for the young lady to wear a signal for the guy to let him know that she's ready for him to be spontaneous. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking that, well, that's not really spontaneous if she tells him to be spontaneous. But at the same time, I was thinking it could be, mainly because you don't know when it's coming, so it could be a surprise. So in that sense, I'll take that answer. I kind of like it actually, because it's the anticipation that could, just keep your motor running for those hours or minutes or or until he decides to make his move. And at just then, um, I also thought of another potential pitfall, which is not really related to her answer, but I still like her answer. I want to put that on record. And the pitfall is this: timing. Now think about this one. Let's say that you had your conversations and the spontaneous thing is working out pretty well. And let's say the ladies, she comes home from work, or she's had a hard day with the kids, or just she had a crappy day all the way around, right? So right when she hits the front door, boom, he's on her. He's being spontaneous. This is what she wanted. And she's like, wait a minute, wait the fuck up, wait, stop. Whoa, no, whoa. Not now. You see what I mean? So he's like, wait, you said you want to be spontaneous. So if the timing is off, the whole scenario could go south. And that's what you really need to check in with. You have to maybe like read your partner and just try to figure out, if they would be into it at that time. So that's really important. So it's once again they're missing each other, but it wasn't done on purpose or anything like that. It's just the timing was off. In contrast, let's say if she was able to like come down, sit down, have a glass of wine, drink something, eat a snack or something, and then he got her in the kitchen, maybe okay, that might just work, and everything could end up really great, and everyone's having a great time. So once again, it's timing. So fellas, listen to what I'm about to say right now, because it is really important. If you're going to be spontaneous, it has to be hot. There has to be heat. It has to be passionate. She has to know how much you desire her, how much you desire her body. I mean, I'll put it to you like this. Let's say if a button or two goes flying someplace, oh well, that's why they have needle and thread. All right, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't even get the words out. I mean, being passionate to your lady is really important to them. Period. It's really important. Well, to everybody who's in a relationship, pretty much. And it's just like, heaven forbid that your relationship goes stale, or your sex life goes stale. Let's say that you've been married for about 5, 10, 12, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. And you haven't cheated or anything like that, which I do commend. And sometimes you got to do something just to reignite the passion that's in a relationship. So it's like there's no vanilla sex going on here. I mean, especially if she's saying that she wants you to be more passionate, be more spontaneous, well then be spontaneous. Be passionate. Put some heat in it. There's no, oh baby, I love you. No, fuck that. It's like, bend over, grab your ankles. I just realized I said that really easy. I'm kind of telling on myself right now. But anyhow, you know what I'm trying to say. Passionate. It has to be passionate. I'll say this one last time. If you're going to be spontaneous, it has to be passionate. No questions asked. And so, as I bring this podcast to a close, I just want to end on some suggestions for guys to try out, because guys may not know what to do to be spontaneous. So I did a 10-second Google search, and I have some fairly simple suggestions for you, and they're pretty interesting. And of course, I'm going to put my own twist on them, and you'll know when I do it. It'll be kind of obvious. So the first one is surprise her at work. Take her out for lunch. Make sure her belly's nice and full. She'll have a happy belly. And then, in the parking lot, put her in the back seat and go down on her. There you go. I'm sure she may just like that. How hop in the shower, some hot shower sex. Make sure that you do use some additional lubrication, probably. And another good one is to try to have sex in public. That the fear of it's the fear of getting caught tends to ramp things up just a little bit more. Just want to put that out there. Also, if you get caught by the cops, you don't know me. Well, Dr. Nick said no. Dr. Nick ain't say shit. So no, but still, try it. You may just like it. That could be your thing. Sex in the middle of the night is always fun. It can be spontaneous. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, here's a good one. Fool around in the movies like you did back when you were younger. That's a good one. It's already dark in there, so you can, play with each other's genitals or rub one out or whatever. You can almost have sex in the movie theaters. Maybe not I wouldn't do it during like Black Panther or the Avengers. Deadpool, yes. Deadpool 2, I can see that. It would kind of even fit, But anyhow, here's another suggestion. Have sex in the car. Not just going down on her, but just have some full-on sex like you did way back when. I'm kind of telling on myself again, but it's okay. But you know what I mean. Have some full-on sex, in the back seat. Have some fun. Just have a good time. And here's the one that I mentioned earlier. Grab them as soon as they walk in the front door. Aha. See, and here's that potential for that pitfall that I mentioned about timing. But most importantly, I have to say, is it all starts with communication. She has to tell her husband what she wants, what she likes, how she wants it. And she also should ask and follow up later on or have a conversation with him just to see how things are going. Because maybe she wants it like a little bit more or like a little bit less. Who knows? But you have to check in from time to time, communicate, and tweak it a little bit. Therefore, I'm pretty sure you both will end up happier. And the sex will be better. And on that note, I'm out. You guys have a great day. Stay tuned. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.